Hey guys, Andrew Henderson, Nomad Capitalist in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Wanted to talk to you about what I think is probably the easiest second residence that you can get anywhere in the world, and practically anyone can qualify. Now, we talk a lot about second residences, second passports. Sometimes people get confused. That's a separate video that you can find. What's the difference between a second residence and a second passport? And of course, everyone has a different reason for wanting a residence. Some people want it as a place to live. Some people want it as a place to establish ties so that they can say, hey, this is where I pay tax. Not in Canada where you charge me 50%, but here where it's 5%. Some folks are trying to work towards a passport by being a resident somewhere. So there are lots of different reasons to have second residence. And this super easy second residence won't apply to everyone. But if you're looking for a permit, and quite frankly, even if you're looking to just get a second residence under your belt and then go out and get a better one. And just that idea of taking action that begets taking more action. Then Cambodia, where I'm at right now, is your country. Now, this is not necessarily a second residence in the traditional sense. What Cambodia offers is for anyone who arrives on a visa on arrival. Anyone who can just show up at the airport, pay a small fee, get a visa, can then take that tourist visa and turn it into a one-year business visa for a little bit less than $300. So you go to one of the different fixers, I guess is the word. They take it. They take your passport and your tourist visa into the immigration office. They get you a one-year visa. That visa is renewable every year as long as you pay the small fee, and that gives you the right to live and work and or at least run your online business from Cambodia and do as you please and establish a second residence. So if you're looking for a home in Southeast Asia and you don't want to invest $280,000 in Thailand or $70,000 in the Bank of Malaysia, then Cambodia is an option. You pay a couple $100 and you're done. It's a lot less than 70 grand or 280 grand. Now, this business visa is not going to be something that leads to citizenship. I think that having talked to some of my tax advisors, there are some countries that would say, yeah, if you live in Cambodia and maintain ties there and have a lease there and actually spend time there, there are countries that would allow you to not pay tax there, i.e. Canada, just as an example. I'm not saying that's one of them, but they would say, hey, if you're actually living in Cambodia on this business visa, sure, we'll declare you tax non-resident. Some countries, I think, will do that, others won't. So this is a second residence permit probably for someone who's looking for a place to live, maybe for a place to establish ties. It's not going to lead to a passport, but it is super easy. Now, there are a couple of reasons why you might get this. One, it's fun. I mean, $300, why not? I really do think that when you're beginning this process of going offshore and building your nomad capitalist lifestyle, getting a couple quick wins under your belt is important. And so if your first second residence is going and putting $300,000 in a bank account in Thailand, that might be a little scary and you might want to ease your way into it by doing something else first. But it's kind of fun. It's a cool thing to get you in the action mindset if you haven't started taking steps on a second residence or passport yet. It's also potentially a place that you'd want to live, at least part-time. If you are a perpetual traveler and you're looking to establish some bases, and you're looking for something a bit more frontier with some opportunities that you can do business or invest, Cambodia's a great place. And lastly, even if this isn't the second residence permit for you, I think the fact that Cambodia allows pretty much anyone to come here as a tourist, extend for a year, get a business visa, even though they don't really run a business, shows that A, they need your couple $100, but B, that they're willing to do what it takes to bring investors and bring business people in. I doubt there are too many backpackers just hanging around here for a year at a time. I think most of the people that are getting this from the little investigation that I've done are people who are actually staying here and taking advantage of stuff going on in the country. And so the fact that Cambodia welcomes that, many other countries don't, but the fact that they do is a good sign. I talk about Georgia is letting pretty much everyone in for 360 days on a tourist visa. That's a good sign about their economy. I think that Cambodia's business visa policy is a good sign. And so if you're looking for a legal second residence visa, this is definitely one that you can look at. It's not really a full-fledged second residence for all purposes, but in terms of being able to live somewhere and potentially establish your residential ties, it is pretty darn easy, and it is pretty darn cheap.